All right, thanks, Dr. Colby. Hi, everyone. I'm Chelsea Allison. Thanks for coming on the webinar today. I think you will find this hopefully pretty helpful. We're just going to kind of talk over how things are going to go this spring, and I can answer any questions that you may have. It should be a pretty hands-off spring for surveys for you, which is great news because I know we're all busy. But I'm going to point out a few things that you do still want to monitor and kind of point you to other contacts. So as I've mentioned in my emails to you, I am due to have a baby April 12th. So I am almost 36 weeks, so you never know when this baby will show up though. So I'm trying to get everything done this week and next week. And then I'm going to hand things over to Marlia, and Marlia is on the Zoom call. And she is another graduate student in our lab, and she will be kind of taking over while I'm away. And I will share with you her contact information, and so you'll have everything that you need, and hopefully this webinar will address any questions you have, and allow you to answer any or ask any questions you might have after. So I'm going to share my screen. After this presentation, we're going to send you the Zoom recording so you can refer back to it, and I'll also send you the PowerPoint because I've made it pretty detailed, and there are some links in there and some more information that you might need. So definitely keep those handy. And you're more than welcome to interrupt me at any time if you have a question about something specific. I'm going to share my screen, so I don't think I would be able to see if you type something like a question, so just feel free to chime in. Okay, I always forget how to do this, but here we go. Perfect. Okay, so today we're just going to talk about customizing your surveys, why it's important that I know the first date of your school's finals, why it's important to test your survey lengths, as you probably already know, and then talking about participant email lists and emails I'm going to send you. Also, we're going to be sending you those automated daily reports again, just kind of reiterating how that process goes, and then what happens when your survey is closed. So we're going to go over everything in detail. Again, stop me if you have any questions. So today I sent you an email, I sent you an email March 2nd titled Important Info About 2018 Spring Surveys, Please Read. And I had today be the deadline to complete that little Qualtrics. And this is in case you wanted to change or add an end of survey message. So when your participants complete the survey, the little end of survey message that pops up. Or, Qualtrics will be automatically sending out emails to your participants who took the survey in the fall, but we also wanted to know if you wanted to customize these emails in any way. If everyone can mute their Zoom, their speaker, so because I'm getting some feedback from people, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. So please complete this by midnight tonight. We have a few deadlines in the next week, and it's my spring break, so I'm trying to get everything orderly and everything great. So if you can finish this by tonight, that would be wonderful. Helps us stay on track. And the Qualtrics link is there in the PowerPoint slide. So if you want to add the end of survey message, change it. If you did have an end of survey message in the fall, I have sent that to you in that email. So you'll be able to know what it said in the fall. And so some people might want to change it because maybe you're not giving $5 for every survey that's completed, or you're not doing a drawing anymore. And so you might want to change that so you do not mislead your participants. And then at the bottom, there is the example of the generalized email that's going to go out to your participants via Qualtrics. Again, Qualtrics will automatically send out these emails with the survey link to all of the participants who took your survey in the fall. And we're going to send this email out, and then you can insert a line or a short paragraph here. And then, so use that Qualtrics link and that right here to let me know what you would like, if you would like to do that. If you do not want to add anything, change anything, you don't need to fill out. Not a big deal at all. Just want to keep that open and optional for anyone who might want to do that. Also, by today, I've asked you to indicate what the first day of your final exam week is. And this is because we'll be sending out these automated emails 4 weeks before that day. And so this just lets us tailor this to your school schedule and kind of keep the design, the same, research design the same for everybody. And so how it's going to work is we will send out this email 4 weeks before your first day of finals. And then Qualtrics is awesome because it will send out another email 2 weeks later to those participants who have not taken the survey yet, which is really cool. It doesn't nag people who have already taken your survey. It just nags those people who have not taken your survey. And so we'll send it 4 weeks before the first day of your final. So that's why it's important. And then we'll send it, it'll nudge those who have not taken the survey 2 weeks later. If you do not let us know the date, we will send it out April 2nd for the first time, and then nudge April 16th. That seems to be kind of an average time where other schools will be sent out. So, but you know, we have a very wide range of finals dates. I mean, we have some who, you know, are early April. We have some that are even in June. So this helps tailor, you know, your school year and just make it best for your school. That link to let us know the first date of your finals week is right there. So please fill that out if you have not already, and please do that by today. Tomorrow, I will be sending you your customized spring 2018 link. I'll send that to you and your other school contacts to test. Just to note, which I need to put down on my notes, the survey links will be different than the survey link that you sent out in the fall. We had to create new surveys just because there were some things like behind the scenes that we needed to change, so it's easier to replicate 60 surveys instead of changing 60 surveys. I don't know if that makes sense, but trust me, it's a lot easier. And so we had to create new links. So you cannot send out the old link that you had in the fall and have participants take that, because they will be not able to take that survey because it's closed. So just so you know, the 2018 link I will give to you, but it is different. And please test your survey link. This is so important. You know, we have over 60 schools part of our project, and it is not feasible for us to go back and check all 60 of your links to make sure it's right, that it works great, that it's you know, customized to your school. It's just impossible and leaves room for error. So you know your survey the best because you've customized it the way you want it. So please test this, and please send any changes that you need to be made by Friday, March 16th. This will give us the weekend to just make sure everything is correct. Because I'd really like to have all surveys for you all good to go by Monday. So please, when you do test, use your email address. So control schools will be, participants will be receiving wellness reports this spring. So you should be able to put your email address, and then when you are done your survey, you should receive a wellness report automatically emailed to your survey, automatically emailed to your email address that you enter when you take the survey. Something you may not know, sometimes our emails from Qualtrics that are automatic will be sent to your spam or your trash folder. So it's really important, if you do not get your wellness report within the first 5 or 10 minutes after you have completed that survey, check that spam, check that trash folder. It might be in there. And this is also important when you know, if your participants don't receive it, just let them know that it could be there, because sometimes Qualtrics is blocked from your school, or just through for like privacy reasons and things like that. So yeah, use your email address. We'll delete these responses when we clean your data because you're testing this survey link well in advance before your data is being collected from your participants. Excuse me. But if you do test your link after the survey link has gone out to your participants, please try to use the test@gmail.com email so we can remove these entries when we clean your data. You know, say your participant, one of your participants emails you and says, I can't continue past this point, or I'm having trouble doing this, and you need to go back and test that link. Just use that email address just so we know we need to remove that entry. We don't want to put that in your data. So when you analyze it, it changes your results in any way. So Monday, March 19th, I'm going to explain this a little bit more later, but I'm going to send you an email list of all of the participants who took your survey in the fall. And then we're also going to send you the email, like I showed you, that example email with the customized link that Qualtrics will be automatically sending your participants. I'm going to talk about the importance of that in just a little bit, but I'm just letting you know this is going to come out on Monday, March 19th. Therefore, your surveys should be all good to go. Everything should be beautiful, but it's really important to keep this email, the link, and your email list in your files. Have it handy so it's easily accessible. I know we all get lots of emails every day. I know faculty members get even more than students. So, you know, just keep this on your desktop or something because you might lose it and you might want it. And, you know, you might not hear from Marlia right away, and you might need to, you know, it might be time sensitive for you. So keep it accessible because you may need it. And I will talk more about this in just a little bit. So what's going to happen is 4 weeks before your finals date, we will have those daily email reports like you had in the fall. They'll be coming to you every single day again. So we'll be starting those 4 weeks before your finals date. And that means that your automated email from Qualtrics has gone out to your participants. So the first day too, you probably won't see anything because it just went out. So just note that. 2 weeks before your finals date, Qualtrics, like I said before, will know who has not taken that survey, and we'll nudge those to actually take it. So it's a really cool feature of Qualtrics, and will help your participant numbers. You know, students forget, and then they're like, oh, they see that email again and say, oh, okay, I can take this, and this is a better time for me to take it. So hopefully it'll increase those numbers by a lot. So this is where your that email list and that email with your customized survey link comes in handy that I will be sending you on Monday. Sometimes, like I mentioned, the wellness report goes into the spam folder or the trash folder of your email. Sometimes the Qualtrics automated emails asking participants to take the survey will actually go to those as well. And this really depends on your school's email system. I know for our FRUVed schools that, you know, our 8 main FRUVed schools that we've done in the past, some participants at some schools will get it, some won't. It really just depends. Sometimes, I mean, most of the time we've had like most participants get it, but it just really depends. I think it depends on the size of your school and just, you know, how their privacy settings are. And it can be very individualized. Sometimes students change those settings as well. So maybe not every student will receive it because they've changed those settings. So if after a few days that you see your daily email reports and you just notice maybe like 1 or 2 people have taken your survey, or it just seems so low to you, you can use that email list we send you, and that email that already has, you know, the automatic or the email link in there, you can manually send that out from your email address, because your email address is more likely to make it to their inbox than the Qualtrics UT email. And so you don't have to do this, but it is just a safety thing. Just definitely keep an eye on your participant numbers. You can wait until after that 2-week nudge goes out, and but just keep an eye. You might want to do it, you might not, but it'll just make sure that it'll ensure that you have better data for your post-test. And so, you know, we all as researchers love great data. So we want to make sure that we're reaching as many willing participants to take our survey as possible. Another thing to note, say you did have 5 participants take your survey, try not to email them again manually, because they've already been awesome and have taken your survey, and you can take them off your email list because, you know, they don't need another email about it. So it's just kind of a courtesy thing. So next, when your survey will close, so we'll keep your survey open for the 4 weeks. So when finals start, your survey will be closed. Because, you know, with our experiences, if the participants have not completed the survey, usually within 1 to 2 days of the emails going out, then they're probably not going to take the survey. So you'll see, you know, right when the email goes out, you should see like a pretty big response. I say that with air quotes because you just never know. And then, you know, you'll see that response like 1 to 2 days after the email goes out, and then you won't see anything for 2 weeks usually, and then you'll see another jump when that 2-week email nudge goes out. So after that, though, participants are usually pretty done. If they're not going to take it by then, they're just not going to take it. So when your survey is closed, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did for you for the fall, and now it will be your turn to receive a report from West Virginia, kind of summarizing your year and your results. We'll talk about audits and things like that, so that'll be really exciting for you guys to receive. And then you'll also receive that like scored data set again, that our statisticians clean and make beautiful for you all, with it probably within a month of your survey closing. So definitely anticipate to get that, because that will be awesome. Other items, so now you will be receiving your wellness reports for your participants. As I mentioned before, if your participants are not receiving these reports right away, ask them to check their spam and trash folders before contacting us, because a lot of times we'll get emails asking us about this, and then we'll respond to that with that answer, and usually it's just that's the case. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind. Another thing, just to repeat myself, if you test your link after the survey link has gone out to participants, please try to use the test@gmail.com so we can remove these entries when we clean your data. Also, another thing to note, and you might have noticed this with your raw scored data files that I had sent you, but your email list may look like you have a lot more participants than you thought. Say if you said, okay, I met my 50 minimum participants, but maybe your email list has 80 participants. It's because we've included those those participants were included that only completed your survey partially. So we're going to send to them as well, because data is, we just, you know, as much data as we can get from these participants, because sometimes participants, you know, do about 95% of the survey and then close it for some reason. So it's really important to get that post data from those participants as well. So there's not much new with the spring 2018 survey. Our intervention schools have a few extra questions, but that's just about the intervention. So for you guys, nothing's really changing except for the fact that your participants are receiving their wellness reports, which is kind of a big deal and pretty cool. So yeah, our contacts, let me see. So we have Marlia there. She will be taking over as the main contact for you all. We also have Molly. I don't know if she's on right now, but she is another graduate student. Sorry, Molly, if you are, I can't see faces right now. but she's another graduate student working with Qualtrics, and she will be actually working on, we have other projects with other surveys, believe it or not, and so she will be working mainly with them, but she's a second line contact if you don't hear from Marlia for a few days, but Marlia should be able to answer all of your questions. And please email me until Monday, March 26th. I'm not due until April 12th, but this will give us a great transition period where Marlia will still be able to answer questions or ask me questions and CC me, and it'll just be a good transition period for both of us. But you're more than welcome to CC me on all emails, whatever. I probably just won't answer. I'm gonna do an out of office message, you know, once I plan to have my baby. So I won't be responding, and you'll get that communicated to you. But you know, you can email everybody, whatever. I'm kind of a fan of over communication. I'm sure you know with my long emails. But yeah, so, and then of course we have Carrie, who you all know. She's kind of our third person in line. If you haven't heard from Marlia or Molly in a few days, then you can always ask Carrie, and she can see where they're at. So any questions? Okay, well, if no one has questions, you all can go, and we can stick around for a few minutes in case you had a question you didn't want to ask in front of everyone. Did I cover everything, Marlia, Molly, and Dr. Colby, that I covered earlier? Okay. All right, well, thanks so much for coming. We'll send you the PowerPoint and the recording today, and let me know if you do have any questions. We're here for you. So let us know.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.